What happens when a family finally learns the truth, but the damage keeps tearing them apart anyway? The Driscoll family are still struggling after the horrifying truth about Megan Walsh was exposed in Coronation Street. A few weeks ago, they discovered that teacher Megan had been sexually abusing teenager Will Driscoll. The police were contacted straight away, but getting justice has not been simple. The biggest problem is that Will is still in denial. Megan has also refused to take a DNA test on the baby she was carrying. Because of that, Kit Green explained there was no other physical evidence to prove that something inappropriate had happened between Megan and Will. For Ben Driscoll, this has been devastating. He is not just angry at Megan, he is also carrying guilt. He feels like he should have noticed something sooner. Between the move to Weatherfield, the tension between Maggie and Eva, and trying to focus on his other children, Ben seems haunted by the idea that Will's suffering somehow passed him by. That guilt is now making him desperate to fix things. But repairing a broken relationship with a teenage son is never easy, especially when Will is still trying to process what happened to him. Now Will's mom, Melanie, has arrived in Weatherfield after finding out what her son has been through. And instead of bringing calm, her presence is making things even more complicated for Ben. Next week, she announces that Will should come and live with her. After Ben reveals another bombshell about Megan, Eva Price tries to defend him. She tells Melanie that nobody truly knew who Megan was. Megan fooled everyone, and it is not fair to place all the blame on Ben, but Melanie does not seem ready to listen. Later in the week, she arrives at the pub and suggests to Will that he should move to Scotland with her. Ben is completely against the idea, but Melanie keeps pushing. The pressure becomes too much for Will, and he loses his temper before storming out. This reaction says a lot. Will is not just choosing between two parents. He is being pulled in different directions while still dealing with trauma, confusion, denial, and the fear of everything changing again. For him, every adult may think they are helping, but it probably feels like everyone is deciding his future for him. Eventually, Ben reaches a painful decision. Exhausted and desperate to do what is best for his son, he suggests that maybe Will should live with Melanie for a while after everything that has happened. And surprisingly, Will agrees. This could mean a temporary break for Will, giving him space away from Weatherfield and away from everything connected to Megan. But it also raises a bigger question. Is Coronation Street preparing to say goodbye to Will, or is this just the next stage in his recovery story? If Will does leave for Scotland, it may not be a permanent exit. It feels more like a way to show how deeply this storyline has affected him, and how much Ben still has to do before he can rebuild trust with his son. But one thing is clear. The Megan scandal is far from over for the Driscolls. Even with the truth exposed, the emotional fallout is only getting worse. What do you think? Should Will leave Weatherfield with Melanie, or should he stay with Ben and Eva? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more Coronation Street updates.